square one. The course is back to square one. That means how we start school first day, first year. And this group is the BAS X. That is the new name of external applicants. They don't start first year. They start up somewhere in the course. But starting in advanced, the BAS alternative teaching, it is back to square one. Then we have some few sentences for this square one. The first sentence is BAS alternative. It is about the individual, the person, and it's about the language, the visual language. And the main aim or main declaration of the declaration, the whole course, the whole school is about the subject before the object. We want to state it because we have had a school, an architect school, for 150 years, where the object is before the subject. To produce an object has been the aim of an architect, while this architect school is about how to make an architect. And that we know that I or you cannot make another person. The person must make himself an architect. So that's the subject. The student must make himself an architect before he makes an object. Then we have tried this for 22 years in the school. The first course of this back to square one was held in Köpanga 40 years ago. And then we started this BAS X this autumn. It was just at the anniversary of 40 years. And of course you can see there were only architects and one student in Köpanga. Now on this BAS X course, there's 2 architects. There are 2 with a bachelor of 5 years bachelor. And then we have the Nordic and European bachelor. They are 3 and 4 years. So we have a very mixed group. But all have applied to something. We're not quite sure if they knew what they went to. But those being architects and had a long training of a bachelor, 4 or 5 years or more, and more, they knew that they were going to this or applying to this from on the website. So they knew. That is the first group. They are the worldwide. They come from Costa Rica, from Taiwan, from China. And then we have the exchange with Erasmus and Norcus, which is the Norwegians, Nordic and European schools. And they are politically accepted, made by a decision in the Nordic board, the Nordic Council. They shall be accepted because they have the right to move to another school. But there we don't know if they went to this school or they went away from their own school. So they have to take a chance. But then you see there are 3 groups. Common architects who want to make a second master. That is, they want to look for how can I become an architect, because I didn't like to be an architect as I was. So maybe with schools is the same thing. But you should understand that we are accepting them because they are coming for this course. For the first group, outside Europe, that we call it was called BAS, so it was on the web. There were 20 applicants. 10 were accepted, and 5 of them could afford it. So we have 5 when it for these applicants or special applicants. And then we have the exchange in the Nordic countries. They had the right to go in, so they have just got the right politically. But then, when these coming together, we had then the fortune that all these cultures are giving the background for this group. So the whole work on the square one is not the square, it is what's behind getting into this square one. And this, I think this is the greatest privilege and fortune. They got to know another culture. And it's not only about confrontation, because you get so close friends, but it's not about confrontation, it's more like, or I didn't know. And this acceptance of my thinking and my imagination, it is, I didn't know that. And I think this sentence is very important when you start on square one, and you know you have been on many other levels. And go back to square one, or I didn't know. And then we have only one thing more. You have to find the energy to start from square one and go. And that energy is only individual. And this energy is only I like. And if you don't like it, you shouldn't do it. Because it's too much work. So there's about, normally we have on the first part exam, we have about how many works they have. It's about 300 something each on the first part exam. Here we have about 500 small assignments in half a year. So that evaluating this is almost inhuman that it should do so much in half a year. So we are a little afraid that can you be a new architect in a half a year? Because this course is for those applicants. It's easier in the first year when they are not architects, but these are architects and maybe once more they want to become an architect in another way. So we have to rely on very many big dimensions. And I can say now, because we have worked it through, and it worked. But we also learned from this year to make it so short in introduction that we know which exercise could be shorter, and we know that some exercises should be shorter, like Arne. Everyone knows Arne. It is the first project you make as an architect, and it should not be architecture. But it's very hard for an architect not to make architecture. But the introduction Arne, these two drawings, how does it look? How you look out from your place, and how is the shelter? For this group, our reconsideration of this, there should be only these three small exercises. Make a matchbox model. Most of it is thinking, and they should make only this. How does it look to look out, and how does that look from inside? What is your protection? And then some others they should have when you make them slower, they should have more time, and we have redesigned the assignment. So here we learned very much from capital architects. These from China, they were specially prepared because they have been to 2 or 3 on my courses in China and here on summer courses. So they are a little more advanced. Those who are less trained are architects. So it was a long time since the school in a way. So then we try to use this program we have here in BAS for the 3 years to make a 5 years program is the whole master. 3 years program here is made into 5 months and 5 days. And then every day counts. How do we do that? we have to reorganize the study. Everybody of you know how it is made for a beginner and all the way, all the steps. But we had to go first to the language that we did on Damsgaard place, this workshop here on Damsgaard. Then we went to Utsira, then we went to Poland, then we went to Havertun, and then to Vitisson. So they got these places from the sea to the fjord, from Havre to Poland, from a workshop in studio here, and a workshop in the city. So it's relying on sites. First we have to meet the wind and the whole horizon in New Zealand, and then you have to meet the narrowness and the deepness of a fjord. That gives the condition of how do you see, because you get these fjord walls, and you get the contact with the ice period, and in this changing time now, as we show here, it's about, we have to know that the world is changing all the time, but you are here. You are here now, and you, because to be an architect is to make something that shall be made, and you shall see to it that it can be made. Then the subject. It is subject before, we shall go into it, but I need to have this kind of presentation, because this exhibition now is about 2,000 works of consignment. 8 persons doing some 500 and 4,000. And that's a great number. But we have to train, and these are capable of starting generally with a great number, but we have not had a special training of it. We have just an end. The great number is not infinite, but it's defined great number. This means everybody, and that has some implications. Do we expect that all these people can build their house? This is not about we shall construct the homes for some billions. It's about how do we accept that all are building their homes. Everybody has the possibility to present their identity. How can we as architects making strong visual things, how can we accept that everybody has the right to do that? That we need a visual language as a tool. How can we invite people to make their homes? Don't talk about to make their presentation on the stage and the theater or in the street. But how do we accept slums? That is the word of that everybody make their homes. And there was a very big and important workshop in Oslo this autumn about habitat, that we must accept slums, because it's the only solution to the great number. 99% of the urbanization is solved by the slum. And that is not only a scenario, it's our challenge. We have to accept people live in their homes. And how do an architect, as we are specialized, trained in how to make visual expression of order and architecture, how can we accept that 99% of the building in the world is slum? So this is we try to do in this exhibition. These 4,000 assignments, there are many, and we have made these walls, so we don't see all the work. I think this is the problem with architects. They want to solve everything, because our tradition, we are the first step. First step we have from the Greeks and from the China, and the second step is from the Renaissance. And the Renaissance said we shall manage all. And now we are the first step. We shall manage all, but we will do that another way. So by accepting, but not by construction. So this is about great number, and the tool is open form, that The openness in this slogan, open form, that it is open for everybody to enter and to express themselves. We have made an exhibition here. It's the whole visual structure. We shall go, there's 4 or 5 rooms, and we shall go from this, starting by you. You take this. So this is a microscope. So now you know. You can reach it and you can chew it. The next, the end of the exhibition, then you see the mesoscale, there's a community scale. And how do we make a community scale when we have only 5 months? We have only one way to do it. What is your mesoscale? So they have the background, their background is a ground up as in junior high or college. This before you go to university. Then we have the background of your, when you're still innocent, you're not an architect yet. You're not being to university. The mesoscale, how do you see your community as a background, because that made you. But first, in all this work is about how was your childhood. That is the strongest one, is a background. And if we deny everybody's childhood, we cannot accept, we will not be able to accept that everyone has their background and their right to express themselves. So we have to start with their background. So this is about the childhood background, and the end of this exhibition with the ground-up background before you go to university. And the end of this next week, we have this school, this semester goes to 31st of January, the bus going to in this geological structure of Bergen region. So we go to the valleys of these valleys and fjords of Bergens Buesystemet. And we shall walk into macro scale by walking down Kostadssvingen and into Hosanger and Mjøsvågen. So we can go in, we can walk into the macro scale the last 2 days. We will have an next exercise that will be for the spring. This is a visual structure that will be a spring term. Visual structure, of course, will be on. Then we start from the macro scale again and go down to the micro scale on our factory. So most of this is micro scale. It's about you, I, as you know, I and you, and then there will be we at the end. But we shall try now to look into these corridors. You go outside or come inside, that is possible to pass through it. And every of my students here, they will take their part in the exhibition. So this is the entrance. This is Thomas Ruby's post.
No manning.
And then where they are standing now, this is